Yet, out of this darkness, baseball found light and redemption. The Black Sox scandal was a crushing blow to the sport's credibility. Attendance dropped, and fans were initially disillusioned in the early 1920s. But the crisis also forced baseball to clean up its act. Landis's iron rule kept gambling at bay, at least overt game fixing. From the pro game for decades, the owners realized the trust of the fans was sacred. Losing it meant losing everything, and almost as if on cue, new heroes emerged to pull the game from the shadows. Babe Ruth burst onto the scene in 1920 with his prodigious home runs for the Yankees, captivating the nation and drawing attention away from scandal. The 1920s became baseball's renaissance, the golden age, big crowds, big thrills, a fresh start. It's often said that Babe Ruth saved baseball, and indeed, the love of the game survived the Black Sox. The sport was wounded, yes, but not killed. Baseball carried on. Fast forward to today, and the Black Sox scandal still stands as perhaps the greatest cautionary tale in sports history. Its reverberations are felt even in modern times. Baseball has faced other ethical crises over the years, from the Pete Rose gambling affair in the 1980s to the Houston Astros sign-stealing scandal of 2017, to name a couple. In each case, fans and officials alike have recalled the lesson of 1919, that the integrity of the game is paramount, and when it's compromised, the response must be swift and strong. And what of Shoeless Joe Jackson, the illiterate farm boy turned superstar whose name became synonymous with the scandal? For decades, fans have campaigned to restore his honor. The man died in 1951, still banned from baseball, barred from the Hall of Fame despite his legendary statistics. His .356 batting average is still third highest in history. Generations who grew up hearing the lore of Shoeless Joe developed a soft spot for him. He became a romantic figure, the great natural hitter who fell from grace. Literature and film turned him into myth. He was the inspiration for movies and books, most famously Field of Dreams, where the ghosts of the 1919 Sox returned to play ball in an Iowa cornfield, seeking redemption and forgiveness. I'll confess, every time I watch Shoeless Joe's character emerge from those rows of corn, my eyes get a little misty. Why? Because it's a vision of second chances, of baseball's ability to heal even its deepest wounds. The Black Sox players didn't get a second chance in real life, but in our imaginations and our cultural memory, we grant them that game under the lights in a cornfield, a chance to be pure ball players once more, if only in a dream. A century passed since the scandal, and amazingly, the story still wasn't quite over. For 100 years, the question lingered, should any of those men be forgiven? While the ban remained unbreakable in their lifetimes, time has a way of softening hearts. In 2025, in a surprising and symbolic turn, Commissioner Rob Manfred made a decision to reinstate Shoeless Joe Jackson and the 7 other Black Sox, all of whom, of course, are long deceased. Major League Baseball officially removed them from the ineligible list, reasoning that a punishment doesn't need to extend beyond the grave. It was too late for Joe or Buck Weaver to hear the news, but not too late for baseball's conscience. This means, among other things, that these players, Jackson especially, are now eligible for consideration in the Hall of Fame. It's bittersweet. Their actual lives ended in disgrace, but their legends might finally find a measure of redemption. As for Pete Rose, baseball's other famous banishment, he's still alive and kicking, and interestingly, Manfred's 2025 ruling lifted the posthumous bans, but in Pete's case, he actually removed Rose from the ineligible list as well, essentially ending his ban after 35 years. Love or hate these decisions, they show how baseball continues to wrestle with its past and what justice means over time. In the end, the 1919 Black Sox scandal has become more than just a historical event. It's a parable in the church of baseball, and the story we tell to remind ourselves that this game, as idyllic as it is, can be vulnerable to human frailty. Greed, desperation, disloyalty, those entered our hallowed ballparks in 1919, but so did forgiveness, resilience, and rebirth in the years that followed. Baseball, like the country it represents, endured a trial by fire and came out on the other side, chastened, but still beautiful. There's a line from writer W.P. Kinsella, who wrote Shoeless Joe, the novel behind Field of Dreams. God Almighty, did you ever think about the shape of a baseball field? It reminds us that a ballpark is like a cathedral, open to the sky, bound by lines, but infinite in possibility. Even when that sanctuary was defiled by the Black Sox, the game's essence survived. Fans kept coming back. Why? Because baseball is more than the people who temporarily tarnish it. It's a continuum of hope where each spring brings a new season, a fresh box score, another chance. As Mr. Baseball, I've spent many an episode waxing poetic about the smell of the glove leather, the chalk on the baseline, the roar of the crowd. Today's story was a more somber one, the smell of scandal, the chalk outline of broken hearts, the hush of a disappointed crowd. But I also see in it a profound myth of redemption. We remember the Black Sox not just to condemn them, but to measure how far we've come. Out of their betrayal grew a stronger commitment to fair play. Out of the darkness came heroes and the enduring notion that no one player, no matter how great, is bigger than the game. Shoeless Joe and his teammates became myths, cautionary ghosts who remind each new generation of ballplayers. Don't risk it all for a quick buck, because the game will outlast you. And as for us fans, the Black Sox saga reinforces why we cherish the game's integrity. We want to believe, as that kid purportedly did, that our heroes are true. Even if that innocence was shattered, we choose to rebuild it, era after era. In the closing innings of this podcast episode, let's cast our minds back one more time to that boy outside the courthouse in 1921, tugging on Joe Jackson's sleeve with tears in his eyes. Say it ain't so, Joe. And that plaintive request lies the heart of every baseball fan's relationship with the game. We want to believe in the magic of baseball, that what we're seeing and smelling is real and unsullied. The Black Sox scandal nearly broke that trust forever. Nearly, but not completely, because Joe couldn't truly say it ain't so. It was so. Yet baseball found a way to earn our faith back over time. Here we are 100 years later, still talking about it, learning from it. The eight band men are long gone, but baseball lives on. The game, in a way, redeemed itself. The White Sox eventually climbed out of that shadow. Shoeless Joe, through art and imagination, became a symbol of both guilt and grace. And every time a scandal threatens our beloved sport, we invoke the Black Sox as a warning and remember how the game rebounded. Folks, the story of the 1919 Black Sox is as much a part of baseball lore as any no-hitter or World Series win. It reminds us that this game of ours, so often romanticized, is played by humans with all their flaws. But it also underscores something truly uplifting. Baseball has an incredible resilience. Its myths can absorb even the ugliest truths and still offer redemption. The diamond is a place of second chances, if not for those 8 men, then for the generations who succeeded them, determined to uphold their honor where their predecessors fell short. So as we wrap up today's journey, take a moment to appreciate the clean crack of the bat, the honest effort of your favorite player legging out a double, the fact that what you're watching, we hope, is pure competition. That purity was nearly lost in 1919, but it was regained and protected at great cost ever since. The Black Sox scandal will forever be a scar on baseball's history. But like any scar, it's a reminder of both injury and healing. And the grand mosaic of baseball's story, the triumphs, the trials, the heroes, the villains, 1919 stands out as the ultimate morality play. And we, the faithful, carry its lessons forward. Thank you for joining me on this roller coaster through time. This has been Mr. Baseball with Crowned, a Smell Baseball podcast. Until next time, remember the innings are long, but the memories are longer. And no matter how dark the night, the sun always rises on a new ball game. Play ball.